LiverPuncher.com Fantasy League Boxing Show. We're your hosts, Manny and Sal, and we're going to talk about a Fantasy League update, who won this season's Fantasy League, plus some news and notes from around the boxing world, including what's coming out of the Shane Mosley camp, the sparring session between Brian Kenny and Floyd Mayweather, and some heavyweight boxing news here on the LiverPuncher.com Fantasy League Boxing Show. Here we are with boxing news and notes, and we're going to talk about Shane Mosley, the latest news coming out of his camp, the sparring session between ESPN's Brian Kenny and Floyd Mayweather, plus some news out of Mike Tyson and an upcoming heavyweight fight between David Haye and Klitschko. So jumping right into it, the latest news out of Team Mosley is that he's willing to fight below 147 pounds to take on guys like Manny Pacquiao.
I think it's a smart move. I mean, he basically went out, cleared the air, and let everybody know, including Team Pacquiao, that he is willing and able to move below 147 pounds. And
there were a lot of rumors out there that the Pacquiao camp didn't really want to fight the guys at 147 pounds. They thought that he's a real junior welterweight and not a full-blown welterweight. So this is opening up the air and setting up a mega match between Shane Mosley and Pacquiao. Let's see if Pacquiao takes the bait.
I mean, I can understand. I mean, fighting at 147 pounds is a bit much for Manny Pacquiao. He was able to do it against De La Hoya, but fighting the champion, Shane Mosley, at that weight can be a bit too much to ask. So being able to come down in weight might be something to come to terms.
Which moves us to our second point regarding the welterweights. The match between how Brian Kenny of ESPN called out Floyd Mayweather Jr. and saying, why doesn't he fight Shane Mosley? They're both welterweights. You know, Mosley and Mayweather, they can't move below welterweight, so why don't they just fight each other?
Yeah, I'm thinking that Floyd Mayweather is a 147-pound fighter. Why not come in and fight the 147-pound champion? I mean, it makes sense.
It makes sense. Well, not to knock Juan Manuel Marquez because he's a great champ, but he's a great lightweight champ. He's never fought at 140 pounds, let alone 147. And if Mayweather really wants to fight the best out there, it's got to be Shane Mosley.
Should be Shane Mosley. Of course, coming back on your first fight and fighting Shane Mosley at the way he just took out Antonio Margarito, I mean, that's a lot of risk.
And it's like that confrontation with Brian Kenny pointed out. Mayweather said he doesn't fight for bragging rights. He fights for money. And that's the reason he doesn't want to fight Mosley, according to him.
Well, fight fans see it differently. I mean, fight fans want to see the best fights out there. And I know I want to see Shane Mosley versus Floyd Mayweather. I've been waiting for this fight for 10 years when they were both at lighter weights. I think a lot of fans have a lot of comments about this interview. It's been all over the net. It's been pretty viral.
Yeah.
We had Babyface Assassin saying he hasn't seen Floyd Mayweather being put in his place like this since Larry Merchant used to do it.
Yeah, Larry Merchant tends to put everybody in their place. But yeah, and also another comment by an LP member was Joe Lewis, who said the circus is back in town, and that's Floyd Mayweather. And you know, he's good for boxing regardless of
You know, he injects some life into boxing. He gets all the attention, and what he says, I mean, reverberates throughout the boxing and sports world.
Yeah, it certainly does. And speaking of news that spread throughout the mainstream was the news of Mike Tyson tragedy. His daughter died, and it was just another tragedy in the saga of the life of Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson's life has been a roller coaster since day one. And he's been in the news lately. There's been a lot of talk about his new documentary that just came out. I know you saw it.
It was a great movie, actually. It was mostly him just being himself, speaking to the camera, letting people know about his life through his eyes. It wasn't somebody else peering in and giving their opinions. This was just Mike Tyson. It was raw, it was uncut. It was him, and it was a great flick. You guys should check it out.
There's been a lot of buzz about it. Jimmy Kimmel, NPR, it's hit the mainstream news, and now to hear that his daughter died tragically, it's just another blow to the life of Mike Tyson. We hope he recuperates from it, and we send our condolences to his family.
And speaking of heavyweights, today's heavyweights, let's fast forward to today. The heavyweights of today, we have David Haye versus Vitaly Klitschko. That fight's coming up. It's in the Fantasy League. You guys are going to have to get your predictions in. Sal, let me just ask you right away. Who do you got your pick on in the league?
I got to go with David Haye. I mean, the Haymaker.
You're putting your record on the line for David Haye?
I mean, come on. Look at the guy's chin. Klitschko has a chin that's made in China. You put a right hand from David Haye on that chin. Klitschko's going down.
So you're right. I mean, he has a chin. Klitschko has the chin of a poet. Even though, like David Haye's playing the psychological mind games on him, though.
Yeah, he's already said that he's got the heart, he's got the desire, that Klitschko has the height and reach advantage, but he's going to be like Mike Tyson and get in and take him out, basically. I mean, can he do it?
I think he can. I think he's young and hungry. You know, and those psychological mind games could play to his benefit if Klitschko, he's not used to being the aggressor. If he comes in and tries to be the aggressor on a hungry young fighter like David Haye, he's in for a rude awakening. My pick in the league is with David Haye in 6.
And I think that it's nice that we're talking about the heavyweight division again. I mean, it's been in a kind of the back stream. You know, it hasn't been the mainstream topic as of late. David Haye brings that back to the forefront.
It's a good to talk about, and that's the news around the boxing world here on liverpuncher.com. Liver Puncher member Hanger came out with a 19-4 record and 2 KOs and 420 points, and he's this season's champion. And so the prizes are coming to the champs each season. Jay Woodward, another member, came close. He came in 2nd place. Mario 415, an active LP member, was right behind him, and it was a great season.
Good job. Congratulations to all of you, and we will be starting a new league, which everybody's been asking. And when will that league start, Manny?
That's going to start with Joshua Clottey versus Miguel Cotto. Who are you getting your pick in for?
That's a tough fight to pick on. I'm leaning towards Clottey at this time. Reason being, with the whole friction that's going on in the Cotto camp that took place about a month ago, where basically Evangelista Cotto got kicked off the camp.
Yeah, Cotto may not have his marbles right in this one. We'll see how it turns out. Personally, I'm sticking with Cotto, and I mean, I got my pick in, and I think it's going to be a great season. Everybody else, go to liverpuncher.com, get your predictions in. We'll keep track of everything else.
Click to predict, click on the site, get your prediction in. And if you don't get your prediction in, you're only talking trash. So get it in.
That's right. And it's a great way to win a prize too.